Introduction. A new era emerges. When Alexander the Great died in 323 BCE at the age of 32, he left behind an empire that stretched from Greece to India. This vast territory was unprecedented in scale, uniting diverse cultures, religions, and peoples under one rule. However, Alexander's sudden death created a power vacuum, as he had not designated a clear successor. His empire, already difficult to govern due to its size and diversity, quickly fractured as his generals, known as the Diadochi, struggled for control. Despite the political fragmentation that followed, Alexander's conquests gave rise to the Hellenistic Age, a period marked by profound cultural exchange, intellectual advancement, and the blending of Greek and Eastern traditions. The Hellenistic world that emerged from Alexander's empire was a dynamic, cosmopolitan civilization where East and West converged, shaping societies from the Mediterranean to Central Asia and beyond. This period of cultural fusion and innovation left a lasting legacy that would influence Western and Eastern civilizations for centuries. The division of Alexander's empire, the Wars of the Diadochi. Following Alexander's death, his generals engaged in a series of conflicts known as the Wars of the Diadochi or successors, fighting over territory and influence. The empire was ultimately divided into several Hellenistic kingdoms, each ruled by one of Alexander's former generals. The three most prominent kingdoms that emerged were the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt, ruled by Ptolemy I and his descendants. This kingdom included Egypt and parts of the eastern Mediterranean and became known for its wealth and cultural achievements, particularly in Alexandria. The Seleucid Empire, founded by Seleucus I, stretched from Syria to Persia and included a vast portion of Alexander's Asian territories. This kingdom became a bridge between Greek and Eastern cultures, influencing regions as far as India. The Antigonid kingdom in Macedonia and Greece, led by Antigonus and his successors, controlled Macedonia and parts of mainland Greece, keeping alive Alexander's legacy in Europe. Although these kingdoms were politically independent, they shared a common Greek heritage and language, creating a network of Hellenistic states that facilitated trade, cultural exchange, and diplomacy. Despite their rivalries and internal conflicts, the successor kingdoms collectively contributed to the spread of Hellenistic culture across their territories, laying the foundation for a new, interconnected world. Cultural fusion and the spread of Hellenistic civilization. One of the defining features of the Hellenistic Age was the blending of Greek and Eastern cultures. Alexander's policy of cultural integration had introduced Greek art, language, and customs to the East, while Greek society absorbed elements of Persian, Egyptian, and Indian traditions. This cultural exchange continued under the successor kingdoms, leading to a unique fusion of ideas and practices that characterized the Hellenistic world. Greek became the lingua franca of the Hellenistic kingdoms, facilitating communication and trade across regions that had once been divided by language barriers. Greek literature, theater, and philosophy spread throughout the Eastern Mediterranean and Asia, influencing local traditions and inspiring new artistic forms. In cities like Alexandria, Pergamon, and Antioch, local elites embraced Greek education and culture, creating a cosmopolitan society that valued learning, exploration, and the pursuit of knowledge. Art and architecture in the Hellenistic world reflected this cultural blending. Greek styles were combined with local motifs to produce new forms, such as the Greco-Buddhist art of Gandhara, where Greek realism and Buddhist themes merged to create a distinct aesthetic. Temples, statues, and public buildings across the Hellenistic kingdoms showcase the synthesis of Greek and Eastern elements, symbolizing the unity and diversity of the Hellenistic civilization. Alexandria, a center of learning and cultural exchange. The city of Alexandria in Egypt, founded by Alexander himself, became one of the most important cultural and intellectual centers of the Hellenistic world. Under the Ptolemaic dynasty, Alexandria grew into a thriving metropolis, attracting scholars, artists, and thinkers from across the empire. The Library of Alexandria, established by the Ptolemies, became the largest repository of knowledge in the ancient world, housing texts from Greece, Egypt, Persia, and India. Scholars at the Library of Alexandria made significant advancements in fields such as mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. Euclid, the father of geometry, developed his foundational work Elements in Alexandria, while the mathematician Archimedes, though based in Syracuse, corresponded with scholars in the city. The astronomer Hipparchus made important observations about the stars, and Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy. The intellectual achievements of Alexandria exemplified the spirit of the Hellenistic age, where curiosity, cultural exchange, and scientific inquiry flourished. The city's diverse population, which included Greeks, Egyptians, Jews, and others, created a multicultural environment where ideas from different traditions could converge and evolve. Philosophy and religion, the growth of new ideas. The Hellenistic age was also a time of philosophical and religious exploration, as people sought meaning in a rapidly changing world. Greek philosophical schools such as Stoicism and Epicureanism became popular, addressing themes of happiness, virtue, and the nature of the universe. These schools offered guidance on how to live a fulfilled life, appealing to a wide audience that included not only Greeks but also people from diverse cultural backgrounds. Stoicism, founded by Zeno of Citium, emphasized the importance of reason, self-discipline, and acceptance of fate. It taught that true happiness could be found by living in harmony with nature and accepting life's hardships with equanimity. Stoicism gained popularity throughout the Hellenistic world and later influenced Roman thought, leaving a lasting legacy on Western philosophy. Epicureanism, founded by Epicurus, focused on the pursuit of pleasure and the avoidance of pain, advocating a simple life free from unnecessary desires and anxieties. While often misunderstood as a philosophy of indulgence, Epicureanism actually promoted moderation and contentment as paths to happiness. Both Stoicism and Epicureanism appealed to people searching for stability and purpose in a world marked by political uncertainty and social change. The Hellenistic age also saw the blending of religious traditions. Deities from different cultures were often combined, creating syncretic gods that symbolized unity across diverse populations. The Egyptian god Ammonius was merged with Zeus to form Zeus Ammonius, while local gods were adapted to fit Greek forms and practices. This blending of religions reflected the Hellenistic ideal of cultural integration and provided a shared spiritual framework for people across the empire. Economic expansion and the growth of trade networks. Alexander's conquests and the establishment of the Hellenistic kingdoms created a network of trade routes that connected the Mediterranean to Central Asia and India. These routes facilitated the exchange of goods, technologies, and ideas, transforming the ancient economy. The Silk Road, which would later become one of the most famous trade routes in history, had its early roots in the Hellenistic age, linking China with the Mediterranean world. The exchange of goods such as spices, textiles, gems, and luxury items enriched the Hellenistic kingdoms and fostered economic growth. Alexandria, with its strategic location on the Mediterranean coast, became a major hub for trade, drawing merchants from across the empire. The use of a common currency, the drachma, and the spread of Greek as a common language further facilitated commerce, making it easier for traders from different regions to conduct business. The economic prosperity of the Hellenistic kingdoms supported the growth of cities, infrastructure, and public works. Roads, harbors, and marketplaces were built to accommodate the increasing flow of goods and people, contributing to the cosmopolitan nature of Hellenistic society. The integration of trade networks and the spread of economic prosperity were essential components of Alexander's legacy, creating a more interconnected ancient world. The decline of the Hellenistic kingdoms and the rise of Rome. The Hellenistic kingdoms faced continuous internal conflicts and external threats, weakening their power over time. The wars of the Diadochi had created a fragmented political landscape, and rivalries among the successor kingdoms often led to war. This internal strife left the kingdoms vulnerable to outside forces, particularly the growing power of Rome. Rome, initially a minor power during Alexander's time, expanded steadily and began to challenge the Hellenistic kingdoms in the 2nd century BCE. By 168 BCE, Rome had defeated the Macedonian kingdom, and by 30 BCE, with the annexation of Egypt, the last Hellenistic kingdom, the Ptolemaic dynasty, fell. The Hellenistic world was gradually absorbed into the Roman Empire, but its cultural legacy endured within Roman society. The spread of Greek culture through the Hellenistic kingdoms profoundly influenced Roman art, philosophy, and governance. Roman leaders, inspired by Alexander, adopted many Hellenistic customs and values, preserving and promoting Greek learning, art, and ideas. The Hellenistic world thus became a bridge between the Greek and Roman civilizations, shaping the development of Western culture. The lasting legacy of the Hellenistic world. Although the Hellenistic kingdoms eventually fell to Rome, the legacy of the Hellenistic age continued to shape the ancient and medieval worlds. Greek language, literature, and philosophy remained influential, and Hellenistic art and architecture continued to inspire new forms of expression. The cities Alexander founded, such as Alexandria and Antioch, remained important cultural and economic centers for centuries, serving as hubs of learning and trade. The cultural fusion of the Hellenistic age set the stage for later interactions between Eastern and Western civilizations, influencing religious thought, scientific discovery, and artistic innovation. The Hellenistic ideals of intellectual curiosity, cultural integration, and open exchange of ideas laid the foundation for a more interconnected world, one where knowledge and culture could